This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about Jalen Hurts. Is he Carson Wentz 2.0? We're going to talk about that. But we also going to talk about some positives like Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis, even Tank Bigsby. But let's get straight into it. All right, man, before we get into the BS, let's give a prayer to my guy, Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson dealing with a Liz Frank injury. Hearing that it's not going to be season ending, but it might be like, 6 to 8 weeks to recover. So it feel like he's going to come back once we make like a playoff run or once the playoffs start. I would do it that way. But prayers up for Lane Johnson, man. Lane Johnson, he been hurt all year, but he's giving it a go. But I will say this to the coaching staff, to the scouting team, to the upper management, it's time to start looking for his replacement, or it's his replacement in the house, is in the building, because we did draft a lot of guys late in the last draft, but we need somebody. We got to go into the all season CB2 and right tackle. That's the main objective of this team. You got to get that going for sure. But again, Lane Johnson, prayers up to him. We know he been dealing with an ankle, knee. He just been dealing with a lot. He's getting older. Eagles got to get ahead of this. I'm kind of upset that they didn't take the right tackle thing seriously, because we knew Lane Johnson is still a great player, but when you look at his age and stuff like that, and him contemplating retirement, you should have took the right tackle replacement a lot more serious, my personal opinion. But let's talk about Tank Bigsby a little bit, right? I said this in my live stream. They got to stop shoving this Will Shipley thing down our throats, pause, because they keep putting them out there. And Will Shipley is cool. I think Will Shipley, even when Kenneth Gainwell was here, he's a cool running back 3. Cool. He should be seeing 1 to 2, maybe even 3 carries a game. The rest of those carries should be going to Tank Bigsby. Bro is averaging 9.3 yards per carry. He only carried the ball 16 times. Hell, it got us questioning Saquon Barkley. That's how good Tank Bigsby has been, man. Tank Bigsby deserves more snaps. He deserves to be out there. We got to stop this, man. I hate when the Eagles do this, whereas though, when we drafted Will Shipley, so he should be getting more time. That was the whole point of moving on from Kenneth Gainwell, this, that, and the third. I hate that. Just put the best guy out there. That's one of my main hates of the NFL. If we watch like high school, maybe sometimes even college or like lower level, they just put the best guy out there. NFL, that's when the business and the game collide, and I hate that. I really, really do, because we know Tank Bigsby deserves more snaps. Hell, he damn near should be going half with Saquon Barkley. So hopefully the Eagles turn this, whatever were they trying to do, this Will Shipley thing around. Like, Will Shipley, you're a good kick returner, but Tank Bigsby got to take more snaps, man. I'm sorry. He really, really do. And I like Tank Bigsby a lot. A lot. But let's not skip around that anymore. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts, right? I always find it ironic, right? The heat been on the coaching staff and the heat been on A.J. Brown, right? That's what the heat been on all year. You haven't heard really too much about Jalen Hurts, what he's doing, what he's not doing. But Derek Gunn had a couple things to say after a victory. And let's go ahead and play the clip.
Those things are dissected on film during practice. Those things are talked about among the quarterback coach, the offensive coordinator, the head coach. It has been constantly discussed all season long, yet when they transition to the field on a football game, he plays his game. Not the game the coaches want him to play. He plays his game. I don't think you can get him out of that mode at this particular point. I think is what we're going to have to watch all season long is him playing his game. You look at a lot of quarterbacks, they're going to sling it. They're going to try to throw it through an eye of a needle. Sometimes you just have to take that chance. That's not his game. That's why he stands back there. A lot of times he's patting the ball, and it throws the timing of the offense off. The rhythm is thrown off. I don't think at this moment they can't get him out of it. It's frustrating in a lot of ways to the coaching staff
It is.
and to the players. Extremely frustrating to the players because when they look at the film the next day or a few days later, they see what's available out there and what should have happened and it didn't happen. It's frustrating to them as well.
Mm-hmm. There was a one play in particular.
There you go. I'm just basically telling you there's a lot of people in that organization that are frustrated with the quarterback situation right now, but the quarterback understands he has them over a barrel. This is almost Carson Wentz part 2. They're not going to eat this kind of money yet. There's no way they're going to eat this kind of money. Look at the cap hit they took when they got rid of Carson, and look, it took them a couple of years to get back on solid ground again, footing, because they were handcuffed financially because of what they owed in the cap hit they took with Carson Wentz. You got the same scenario.
Carson Wentz 2.0. I mean, I like Derek Gunn, very credible source. But when I heard the Carson Wentz 2.0 thing, thought it was bullshit. It feel like it's more that's his opinion for us the Carson Wentz 2.0 thing. But I think it's BS. And the reason why is because I watched Jalen Hurts. I watched him get benched at Alabama. Been a great teammate. He stayed an extra year behind Tua. He came in they bowl game and won the game. But then, he needed his opportunity, went to the Sooners and did what he did. Damn near won the Heisman, right? Comes to Philadelphia, played the background or whatever behind Carson Wentz, never made any noise. It was really the media. And he got his opportunity and he completely shined. I mean, he was with Nick Sirianni the first year. Was he ever Nick Sirianni quarterback? I don't know. But in 2022, when we went to the Super Bowl, this interview always stood out to me. It always stood out to me. And let me play this clip.
Your first year here, the team won 4 games and ended up firing its head coach. How would you describe the process that's gotten you guys from that point to where you are now?
Well, my first year here, I mean, they probably didn't even want to draft me here. It's probably one of those things, but it always handled itself.
John, you said a little bit ago they probably never wanted to draft me here. Did you mean the front office, the fans? Explain that.
I know, there was a big surprise to many. Big surprise to many. But my favorite verse, I went through a lot of stuff in college, and it kind of stuck with me, John 13:7. You may not know now, but later you'll understand. Hopefully people understand.
Look, he's like, there's people in this organization that ain't even want me here. Like, he's like, what, the fans, this, that. He never went into detail. But he's like, sooner or later, you will understand. We are 3 going on 4 years in since that interview. And I think we at the point of understanding. Somebody want Jalen Hurts the fuck out of here. But it's not that simple when you get paid. It's not that simple when you win Super Bowl MVP. It's not that simple when you're all pro just to get them out of here. These hit pieces, and I always find it funny, they always come out when the coaching staff should be getting a lot of flack. Remember 2023 with Brian Johnson? Everybody and their mama see it. I don't know about this coaching staff. What start coming out? Jalen Hurts should be a better leader. He should be a better leader. Even when things not going his way. That was the pieces that Jeff McClain was putting out there. So who is it? Anytime the heat should be on the coaching staff, maybe even the front office from time to time, they always turn around on Jalen Hurts. What Jalen Hurts should be doing. Why Jalen Hurts is limited. Why this and that not working. Like, he didn't just win Super Bowl MVP, 10 months ago? 9 months ago. This is absolutely insane. Can the offense be better? Sure. Yes, it can. But to solely blame Jalen Hurts for this, it ain't right. It ain't right. Even Jordan Mailata agrees with me.
I think it's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy that somebody in the organization would do that. I don't know. He said he's been there a long time, Mount Rushmore, the media, so probably knows a lot of people. But then again, I'm not going to worry about that. Tell you what I'm going to worry about is doing my damn job.
Yeah.
Got enough problems there. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
let's talk about my job.
Yeah. So how do you think you're playing?
Hopefully something get fixed. Hopefully something changed with these hit pieces coming out on him, because again, it's just not all Jalen Hurts. It's not. And I knew eventually it was going to turn around, because during the trade deadline, it was all A.J. Brown, so you get rid of him, this, that, and the third. The trade deadline is over. Now is Jalen Hurts. So we're going to see these Jalen Hurts hit pieces after hit pieces after hit pieces until the season is over. Until the season is over, man. And I think the Eagles going to have a lot of things to do during the offseason. And this sucks because we 8-2, we lead the NFC, and we talking about bubblegum bullshit, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. We talking about some BS. Was I critical of the offense? Sure. But I don't just say, oh, it's Jalen Hurts. I'm like, well, Devontae and those guys, they gotta catch the ball. A.J. Brown, they keep running the same routes. Come on, coaching staff. A.J. Brown is more versatile than this. Use him in different ways. Please use him in different ways. Offensive line, banged up. We just talked about Lane Johnson. Again, it's just not Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts going to get the clicks. People don't want to read about why Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson is hurt. People want to hear about Jalen Hurts. Dog his name. Why we not putting up 80 points a game? And the reason why, to me, is more the coaching staff than the players. Now, the players got to execute from time to time, yes. But the coaching staff, they not creative. They not creative at all. And I just think it's wrong, man. I think it's wrong. What I see the play. I've been doing this for years now. I see the play. The play is going to be Jalen Hurts. I feel bad for the brother. But like he said, man, there's people in this organization. I'm not blaming Nick Sirianni putting out the hit pieces. I'm not solely blaming the front office putting out the hit pieces. But somebody is, and somebody's talking a lot. So I'm not even saying it's players, but they saying a lot of people frustrated with him after he just won the Super Bowl. And another thing, to call him selfish, last year, Jalen Hurts took the back seat. He took the back seat. He's like, you know what? Saquon Barkley is having a historic year. You know what? I'ma chill. Let him have his year. Let him get us to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts never cared about stats. He never did. Again, man, to call him selfish and this, that, and the third. And I don't know, man. I don't know. But this article, whatever coming out by Derek Gunn, or what he said during his podcast, it's going to be a lot of questions in Philadelphia. A lot. But let's get into the other topics, man. Let's talk about Nakobe Dean a little bit. Nakobe Dean, he had a couple things to say after the game, and let me play this clip.
For sure. Almost disrespectful. Almost disrespectful. Even if it's not disrespectful for the us, I feel like it's disrespectful to our offense, because like they gonna get okay field position, but that's just my defensive mindness though. I won't really take it, no offense to it. I know the type of people they are, or I know the type of team they are over there, and we expected it to be a game like this, so we just had to nut up.
When you have that kind of success,
I like it, man. He said, I felt disrespected. They kept going for it on fourth down, and he stopped them. Well, they stopped them every single time, and they made a statement. I feel like they made a statement, but before we get into what Jordan Davis said, let's look at some of these numbers by Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean had 3 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for loss. And covers versus Jahmyr Gibbs, targeted 3 times, 0 catches, versus Jamison Williams, 2 targets, 1 catch, and 27 yards. I kept seeing that too. I guess it was just certain zones we were in. I'm like, why the hell is Nakobe Dean on Jamison Williams? But Nakobe Dean, man, I got to give kudos, because a lot of people was down and out on him. Like, look, man, Jahad Campbell's playing at a high level. I just don't know how Nakobe Dean is going to get his spot back. But now Nakobe Dean is back. Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond, that's just a duo that works. it worked, man. And you see the improvement in the run games and the run stopping game, whatever you want to call it. Because my problem with Jahad Campbell, I'm like, yo, man, he's good. He's athletic. No, he's super hesitant. He's a rookie. That's going to happen. Whereas though Nakobe Dean experience and know what the hell he's doing out there. Nakobe Dean got a couple snaps. Definitely got his spot back. So shout out to Nakobe Dean. Also shout out to the other Bulldog, Jordan Davis, because Jordan Davis, he said after the game, it was a statement game. And let me play this clip.
You know, it's just a special display of what we got on defense, how we came out there, the mindset that we had. We talked about it all week, going out there, being physical, playing our solid game. They got to come through us. They got to come through us. They got to come through Philly if they want to advance. And, you know, we went out there and made a stand and made a statement on defense, and I'm very proud of the guys. Very proud of the guys. I just going piggybacking off of that, like, all those spotted balls, we've been practicing that. I don't know if y'all got a chance to see it in practice, but when we go out there, we put our hands up. We knew that Goff kind of throws at an angle. We just want to take advantage of that. You know, I'm 6'6", not for no reason. I have to go out there, put my hands up. If I can't get to it for a sack or a QB hit or a QB pressure, I just need to put my hands up and affect the play. Coop had my back first time, and then we just keep going, take the chances.
I like it. I like what Jordan Davis is saying because it is true. Oh, Lions going to run the field up and down the field on the Eagles. This, that, and the third. That defense will be exposed. Now we held one of the best offense to 9 points. So that lets you know the defense is real. The defense is definitely real. Damn near had a pick six. Jordan Davis had the most batted balls or tied for the most batted balls this season in one game with 3. He was a monster out there. Jordan Davis was a monster. Moro Jomo, Jalen Carter, Jalen Phillips. I think Brandon Graham had some really good snaps. Jalen Hunt came to life. Nolan Smith, but especially Jalen Hunt because we was on his head. But so far, man, everything just coming to life for us on the defensive side. Again, man, we just talked about Jalen Hurts. I think the offense at some point is going to come to life. I don't know when, but it's going to come to life and it's just going to shock you. You know how the last 2 games, the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship game, it's like, holy shit, we forgot how good this offense can be. I think that's going to eventually happen sooner rather than later. And the defense has arrived. It's arrived, man. We had questions. We had holes. Now you got Adoree Jackson playing at a great level. I won't say at a high level. We seeing Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean with Nakobe Dean back. Everything's starting to settle in. Defense is phenomenal. So yes, I agree with Jordan Davis. It has been the statement game against the Lions. But that's all I got for you guys today, man. Jalen Hurts, the hit piece is out on him. Carson Wentz 2.0 is out crazy to me. Crazy. I think people really forget because we maybe 6-7 years removed from the Carson Wentz thing. People forget after that Super Bowl how spooky it got and how much Carson Wentz was a headache. It was a headache, man. He was talented, but it was a headache. Him and the Nick Foles thing, people forget about that, man. But this defense, the Bulldogs, looking good, man. But this is Eagle Owl. I'm out.